Hello everybody, today we will have a look at two interesting Spyderco knives. They are both inspired by classic ethnical designs. Both are designed by Mr. Ed Schempp, who it seems has a particular interest in modernizing these ethnic designs because he made a full series of them. So what am I looking at? Well, first, the very beautiful Spyderco Kris. I think it's, from an aesthetic point of view, one of the nicest in their series. And here the small Persian, so both made by Mr. Schempp. First, we will have a look here at the Kris. Now, a Kris, the original Krises, are knives from Indonesia, very recognizable because of a very sinuous blade, used when they were used as weapons more as a stabbing device and a cutting device, and also used in ceremonial ways. This one, you will soon see when I open it, preserves that kind of blade in a modern way. But what is otherwise particular about it? Well, already when you feel it, it's quite solidly built. This is one of the heavier Spydercos, serious build in Japan. Stainless steel bolsters, which adds to the sturdiness. And here a black micarta handle, perfectly smooth and flush with the metal bolster. So it's very slick, with a slight indentation here for your finger. You see, beautiful construction. These ethnic knives, by the way, I think it's also typical that the Spyderco logo is yellow here on the clip. You see, it's only for tip-up carry. I'm not such a favor of tip-up carry, but okay. Lanyard hole, if you care about that. I never use it. A bit a pity, you could say, for this beautiful knife is that it uses a pinned construction, so there is absolutely no way to adjust or repair should that be needed. But then again, it is quite sturdy. It's a backlock, like many Spydercos are statistically, I think, and they do that well. Spyderco can make backlocks with their eyes closed, with that typical indentation that they use. They say that is if you press the handle hard during tough work, you won't accidentally unlock the blade. I think it's especially handy that you feel immediately where the button is. So I will open it now, and it is actually a bit more stiff to open than most Spydercos. And when I looked this up, it seemed this is quite typical of this knife, and actually a few more of these ethnic knives with this kind of stainless construction. So yes, it's a bit less slick than many Spydercos, and for what I read, with a lot of use it will loosen up a bit. Anyway, I added some oil here to the mechanism so to make it a bit smoother. But it must be said, this locks incredibly well. You also see here the steel liners. So this is a seriously sturdy knife. Even you would think that modernizing a classic design is maybe a bit of frivolous activity. Well, it is still very usable. It's not just a display piece. However, I think from an aesthetic point of view, this is something that could be put in a design museum. It's such a beautiful reinvention of that typical Kris blade form. And actually, I must say, it works well as a cutting tool. It's a kind of a double recurve, and I must say, it cuts well. I was a bit skeptical first, but it cuts well. I admit that I bought it, in fact, for a good price, mainly for the wonderful looks, but I think it's a good device. It is also ground towards the top of the spine, but this is not sharp. This is a false edge, so it's not a dagger-like thing. But otherwise, blade is made in VG10. I think it's roughly 10 centimeters long, so it is quite a long blade already. However, the cutting edge, like the Baron has it as well, is only here. So where my finger is, that's where the cutting edge begins. So if you hold it, the finger a bit closer here, you are not yet cutting yourself. Some people would then think, okay, I need to regrind this to have a bit more cutting space. Well, that will be difficult because it's really thicker here, and I think it's perfectly usable that way. So in short, I think a very beautiful knife actually. I think it's a bit a collectible these days, and well, I think it's strongly recommended. Let's have a look now at the other one. The other one is the small Persian. So inspired by classic Persian knives, Mr. Schempp made first a big Persian, which unfortunately I was never able to find. Well, at least not at the price that I was willing to pay, because it's in essence the same as this one, but a bit bigger, and also very beautiful. So you see, you can really see the family look. I take the other one again, and sturdy stainless steel bolster, and black micarta handle material, which is pinned. Also the clip. This is actually an elegant gentleman knife, a strongly made gentleman knife, which I think you can easily put next to, let's say, an M. Custa or one of those specialized gentleman brands, or even a Klotsley. While this is also again a bit stiffer to open, it really radiates quality. So I open it, and it has that, again, like the other one, it is a bit stiffer than you would think of a Spyderco to open, but then again it makes the blade seem very solid, really solid lock. Otherwise peculiar about this roughly 3-inch blade is that it has a typical like a Persian sword and knife, that typical slightly upward going tip. Actually this one, it's just because the way you hold it, it's almost horizontal but it goes a bit up, and well, I think it's quite a nice form, and this actually is really practical for all kinds of cutting tasks. I found out it's really nicely made. Blade is here around, well, 2 millimeters thick. The tip is, I think, not so strong. You should watch out with that. Again, VG10 steel, good quality. And you may see, if the camera picks up the detail, this is the Ed Schempp icon, and I don't actually know what it is actually. It seems like strands of grain or something, and I'm not certain what it is, the logo. But anyway, that's the logo of the knife maker. Comparing the blades at the top, both of them, you would notice that, well, it's difficult to compare because the Kris, like I already said, is grounded more thin here at the top, but at their thickest space, the Kris blade is a bit thicker. So in the middle here, the Kris would be a bit thicker. But I think really for a nice companion knife for very smaller cutting tasks, and even, well, tougher ones, this one will do just fine. I also think that this knife doesn't look particularly aggressive, so which is a positive when you use it around non-knife people. It's more, you can see it's elegant, it's gentle, and in short, well, I think it's also a very nice Spyderco. It is still being made, and I think personally, I think it has a lot of character. If you think, okay, the Kali 3, which I discussed in another video, is perhaps one of the ultimate strong compact utility knives, but if you think, well, I don't need the utmost in strength, I want something which is largely strong enough but especially elegant, well, this Spyderco, I think, may just have the edge over the Kali 3. I also think it is more beautiful than most of the FRN handled ones. It feels luxurious with the black micarta. So in short, two beautiful interpretations of classic designs. The Kris, quite a big knife, hefty, sturdy, but in a way elegant, a bit bird-like, you could say, with the beak-like blade, and the very nice, actually cute almost, Spyderco Persian. I hope you found this interesting viewing, and as usual, feel free to leave bluntly honest feedback.